Good evening. Tonight we go after a fantastic story. The story that...
Hey guys, welcome to our intro podcast. This is just a little mini podcast to kind of let you know, or video, or whatever you want to call it, who we are, just a little bit about us, because I mean, some of you may know us, but some of you may not know who the heck you're listening to. So we would just give you a little rundown on who Chelsi and Katelyn are of Deep Down Podcast. So let's go ahead and just talk about, let's just go ahead and say what our first conspiracy was, since, you know, that's basically what we always talk about anyway. So what was the very first conspiracy that you remember or heard of? What started this journey for you?
The Illuminati. I mean, that is just that's the basic, everybody's heard of the Illuminati, but then that kind of gets you like going down the rabbit hole, and it kind of like opens up the doors. So, I mean, I would just say my base conspiracy was the Illuminati. Just it opened up all of that for me, and then I spiraled from there. Like it took like a week after that before I knew like every conspiracy out there.
It's always that's the biggest starting point for everybody, I guess. Or I bet, because for me my first conspiracy that I stumbled across, I was a kid and I came across some outtakes of the moon landing. And I was like, what is this? And I'm watching it. It was hilarious. It was so stupid. I don't know how I feel about it, but that was the first conspiracy theory that I ever came across, was the moon landings were faked. And then I remember learning about the Illuminati like a few years after, and that's when it really took off for me. So I feel like it kind of goes both ways. Like the very first one that I learned about was moon, but then Illuminati, I just feels like it really throws everybody into conspiracy.
I was about to say, I feel like if you believe in any conspiracy theories, you're going to believe in the Illuminati. Just like point blank. Like you won't believe in the other ones if you don't believe in the Illuminati. That's how you can like judge people, like to find out if they're going to be in conspiracies or not.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Like everybody always brings that one up all the time, and everybody believes in it, like you said. Like if you are
in one way or another, not, you know, there's multiple different interpretations of it, but most people generally have like an understanding that there is like an Illuminati, like whether it's like, you know, demonic or whatever, or if it's just like a group of elites. Like most people typically believe in some sort of like secret society like the Illuminati. Aside from conspiracies, we're both moms, and we both also gravitate towards, as we like to call them, curious events. So that can be anything from something going viral to global news headlines. We kind of like to just discuss it all, and a lot of times it's weird stuff, and we just like to kind of dissect it, take it apart, figure out like, what does this mean, where's this coming from? You know, I think that's one of the main reasons why we clicked so much, was because we became really close when the pandemic started, and we didn't know exactly what was going on. We didn't know how we really felt towards anything, but both of us were like, something is up. Weird. Something is happening.
We're like, maybe it's just in our head. But we're like,
but then everybody started going nuts too, and we were like, okay, this is definitely, there's something weird going on here.
For sure. So yes, we're both mothers, and we both have 2 children currently, both of us, and we're married, and I live in California, and Katelyn, you live
I am across the country in Florida. Hot, sunny Florida. Trying to get Chelsi to move to Florida so we can do our podcast in person.
I know. It's crazy that we have to do this in 2 different time zones, basically, and 2 different states. But we make it work.
Right.
But I would love to live in Florida.
We're making it work.
California it's a hot mess. It's a hot mess. Really. Literally. Burning hot mess. So something important to note about Katelyn and I that might set us apart from other people is we are very unbiased when it comes to politics and things like that. There is no set ground to where we both stand. We're just kind of like that monkey in the middle. So yeah, you might benefit from listening to a very middle grounded group of gals, you know.
Yeah. And I think that's the most important thing, at least to me, like with this like my goal is to bring up things that are weird, but kind of let our minds wonder, like, could this be a conspiracy? Could there be something more? But also still kind of be real with it and give both sides, even the stuff that we kind of maybe stand by or lean towards. I like to argue against it sometimes. So I don't think you'll ever really fully know, like, at least like which way I stand completely on a topic, because I am a very middle ground person and you are too. And I feel like a lot of, you know, people who are actively discussing the types of topics we're discussing are very one side or the other. I like to be able to deliver stuff and kind of paint the whole picture and let people decide where they stand with it.
Yeah. We are very yin and yang too. So yes, we're unbiased, but I tend to be more on the anything is possible. Like anything is possible. And Caitlin comes to the plate with the logical, like
I come in and I'm like, okay, well, if you look at it from this perspective, you think about it like this, then you know, maybe it's not quite, but that's not to say that I don't also love to talk about and entertain those same, you know, conspiracy theories. Like
it's fun.
Again, it is fun. Like fun. All of this is for entertainment purposes. Okay. Unless it's a specific, like we're bringing up, you know, facts and we're saying, okay, this is a factual thing. Everything that we discuss is really just going to be just for fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's no boundaries also when it comes to conspiracies. There's a conspiracy about literally everything when you think about it.
Yeah. Everything. I mean, I think we've actually developed some of our own conspiracies.
We have
too.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean we don't live and die by it. We just, you know, it's a running thought like, hey, you know, maybe this works this way.
That maybe watch, it's going to happen like this. This is what's going on, honestly. But, you know, half the time we're not right, but you know.
That literally is what happens. Yeah.
It's a fun part of conspiracies and being into
that's so funny to me.
What?
And we're also no, it's just funny the way Chelsi said that she's like, you know, and half the time we're not right. Like, yeah, a lot of times like we'll bring up stuff and we're like, that is suspicious. And then like 5 minutes later, we're like, that was not that suspicious. No. But we still enjoy talking about it.
Yeah. I mean, for example, when we first started our friendship, we've been friends for like 4 years, but we didn't start being best friends until the pandemic, like mentioned. So, I mean, when the pandemic started, we're like, oh, this is the start of zombie apocalypse. We got so excited and it didn't happen. And then we were like, okay, so there you go. I mean, like
same thing like with UFOs. They were supposed to release all those files.
Yes, we thought
and we were ready. Mm-hmm. We were ready. And nothing then happened. We read through it and we were like, where are my aliens at?
Yeah, like I am empty-handed here. I'm bummed. Yeah. You blacked out everything.
So right. So again, it's just for fun. We will, you know, from time to time touch on more serious topics, you know, more factual things. We don't want to kind of corner ourselves into one specific thing. So to kind of balance that out, you know, we're also going to be releasing a bi-weekly curious news episode, and that'll just kind of be discussing current news, things that stand out to us that we're like, hey, this is weird or this is odd. This is worth talking about. Like this deserves to be discussed.
And it could be anything from, you know, conspiracy related to pandemic related to astrology. Like we're really into astrology, both of us.
Yeah, so just anything that's
you'll get a dose,
weird or out of the norm.
Yeah, you'll get a dose of who we are, honestly, by just listening to our content, because that's just what we're into. All the kinds of things that are very taboo, I would say. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And aside from that, I am always trying to craft and make things and jump into a million different topics and a million different hobbies.
Let's talk about who we are, like outside of this podcast. Like,
I mean, I think this podcast is just like a reflection, like an extension of who we are, because again, for me, I don't like to ever just have just one thing going on. Like I like multiple projects open. I like multiple perspectives on things. I like a variety. I like a variety of life and a variety of things. So I am always off doing different things. I do photography. I'm just always trying to stay busy. Like anybody who knows me personally sees me on Instagram, Facebook. I'm just, okay, I decided to make felt puppets today. Okay. Okay, I'm going to start a business. I'm going to sell felt puppets. And like 10 days later, I'm just like, oh my God, I never want to see a felt puppet again in my life. Like that. So that's me. Like I'm very sporadic and I like to dabble and get a little bit of stuff here and there and then on to the next thing.
And this is the thing. And you're good at everything that you do put your mind to, but you never go through with it for very long. So it's very short lived. So if you see Caitlin selling something, you buy it now. Or forever hold your peace, because you ain't gonna see it again. But it just makes
why you gotta call me out like that?
It makes you who you are. I love it, honestly.
But I'm sorry, but it is ironic. It is ironic that that's what you bring up about me.
But I do the same thing.
Epoxy mama.
I do the same thing. Okay.
How are the ducks? How's the duck cage?
So, I mean, during the pandemic, I wanted to be a homesteader. So I, got a greenhouse. I got a duck enclosure. I got a duck house. I was getting ducks, and now I don't have ducks and I don't have a garden or anything. So, I mean, I guess you could say the same thing about me, but
this is why we are just on the same, like we're the same person.
Yeah.
We're the same person with just slight like modifications.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I found my calling though, honestly, because I am a new tattoo artist, and that is my thing. I've been wanting to do that since I was in high school. And 29 is not too late to start, I guess.
No, not at all.
I was like, you know what? It's better now. Rather do it now than never. So why not? And I absolutely love it. And I do not think I'm ever going to stop doing tattoos. Like, I feel like this is like my thing. Like, I love drawing. So that's a huge thing for me. So that's my thing is I'm a tattoo artist. And then I do make keychains on the side, but you're not going to see any of those because like I'm phasing out of that little phase. So just like Caitlin with her cocoa bombs and things like that.
I know I'm not doing them this Christmas.
Just Caitlin. Okay. We're very eclectic people. That is the best way I can describe it. But the things that we're most like will never ever change is our love for this podcast and our love for conspiracies and weird and wonderful things. All that kind of stuff. I don't think that's
like the base. That's the base of us, because that's where our personality is like from. Just the way we, analyze information and feel like we have to discuss it, and the things that stick out to us that don't necessarily stick out to other people, but are like racking our brains at night.
Yeah, we're like, why aren't you questioning this?
Right. This gives us an outlet to talk about it, to work through things, and then to also maybe spread the message or the words, whatever, to people who are interested in it as well.
I feel like a lot of people, it's becoming less taboo to talk about this weird stuff. I feel like a lot of people are starting to get on that same page of, I'm questioning our everything, our existence, everything. So this is a good
back in the day, people would just be like, no, that's stupid. Keep your head down, do what you need to do. But I think too, with like the, social media gaining popularity and everything, why wouldn't people discuss our thoughts? They don't have to be stuck in our head. Yeah. We can put them out there.
Yes. And if you are a fellow tinfoil hatter, you can feel very safe here, because this is your place. This is your place to be weird and to listen to weird stuff. So we are your people.
Yep. And on the other end of that spectrum too, though, I have to say, if you don't want to wear tinfoil hats and you do just like to kind of hear like the psychology behind certain things, or, you don't necessarily, your beliefs don't necessarily align with those, but you want to like learn about it, we're not going to be shoving stuff in your face. So we won't have anybody who agrees with everything we say, but I guarantee you everybody who listens to us will agree with at least a few of the things that we say. Yeah. Like, we just aim to be as versatile as possible.
Yeah. And even some of the stuff we're discussing doesn't necessarily mean we believe in it. Like, there are some theories out there that are straight up silly and we don't believe in them, but we're going to discuss them.
But we're going to talk about it.
It's so fascinating, like maybe it is real. Like, who knows?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, nobody really knows anything.
Yeah. Like
you only know until you don't.
Exactly.
So
and we're here to just give you the rundown on everything about that topic that we go over. So, okay. So that is just a little rundown of who we are. We hope that you enjoyed listening to us chat about ourselves. Be sure to go ahead and follow us on all of our platforms. There is a link tree in the comment section if you're on YouTube listening to this, or whatever platform this is going to be on. There's going to be a link tree so you can like visit wherever we're at.
And we're at Deep Down Podcast across the board, across all socials. So if you want to find us on anything, just type in Deep Down Podcast, look for the rabbit, jump down the rabbit hole, and you will find us.
Yep. And if you're like into Discord, then be sure to comment to ask for the invite link, because it does expire, so we can't like replenish that all the time. So we will definitely give you that invite link if that's your thing, that's your niche. So.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us, and stay tuned for more content.
Yep. Okay. Bye.